Good day, student. Welcome to Module 2. For this week's module, we are going to tackle about working with text in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so for you to get along with our lesson for this week's module, you may open your book on page 36 to 51. Okay, font group commands. Okay, let's start our lesson with the font group commands. Of course, we are going to use the font group commands in working with text. Okay, this font group allow you to set and change the font type, the font style, font color, fill color, and border of the fonts. Okay. In our font group commands, our font group, we have 10 commands. The first one is the calibre, or the font style, the font, or font type. Okay, so pwede mo siyang tawagin sa tatlong pangalan niya. The font style, or font type. Okay, next is the font size, bold, italic, underline, increase font size, decrease font size, border, fill color, and font color. So those are the commands that we are going to use in working with text. Then next, we do have the table here, the group column, icon column, name column, and function column. Okay, of course, we're going to use the font group only in working with text, so there is no other group here. Okay, the font only. Next, icon. Okay, so when we say icon, yun daw yung ating mga icon na makikita inside the font group. Okay, so pag nakita mo si calibre, ibig sabihin ng tawag daw sa kanya is font, pwedeng font style, pwedeng font type. Okay, so ang kanyang function is to change the font type. Ibig sabihin daw, we use calibre to change the font type of a text. Okay, you may use Times New Roman, Arial. Okay, so there are so many options inside the font command. Okay, 11. Okay, bakit po Miss 11? Okay, so when we say 11, once you open your Microsoft Excel, the default size or default size of the text is 11. Okay, change the font size of the text. So, ibig sabihin, you may change the font size into your desired size. Okay, next, A. So, pag nakita ka ng malaking A, ang tawag sa kanya is screen or increase font size. Okay? Increases the font size. Ibig sabihin daw, pinapalaki niya yung size ng ating text. And next is the decrease font size. Bakit naman siya maliit? Ibig sabihin, pinapaliit daw niya yung size ng ating text. Okay? Next, bold. Change the font style to bold. Ano naman po yung bold? Ibig sabihin, pinapakapal niya yung border ng ating mga text. Pinapakapal, pinapatingkad. Okay, change the font style to bold. Italic. Okay, so when we say or we use italic, change the font style to italic. Meaning, once you use or click the command italic, it will change the text into slant position to the right. Okay, tatagilid daw yung mga text natin papuntang kanan. Okay, that is italic. Next is underline, from the root word under, ibig sabihin sa ilalim, places underline on the text. Kakaroon daw ng guhit sa ilalim ng text. Okay, that is underline. Border, places border on the cell or text. Okay, ibig sabihin daw, once you use the word or the command border, magkakaroon daw ng guhit na makapal depende sa kulay na gagamitin mo for your border sa bawat cell. Okay, next, fill color, places highlight color on the text. Ibig sabihin, magkakakulay daw yung likodan ng ating text or the background color of the text. Okay, fill color. And the last one is the font color, places color on the font. Okay, kung yung fill color daw ay yung background ng text ang kinukulayan, sa font color naman ay yung mismong text ang ating kukulayan once you use the font color. Okay, so those are the commands in the font group. Okay, next. Selecting cells, columns, or rows. Okay, so by selecting cells, rows, or columns, you can easily modify the data format of your worksheet. Okay, select a cell by clicking your mouse on the cell. To select the range of the cell, point your mouse on the cell and the mouse will change to cross. Click and drag your mouse to highlight the group of the cell. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, so I'm going to select column A, row 1. So once you select a cell, lalabas daw yung cross. Okay, ito si cross. Okay, and then, i-drag daw yung mouse. Use your mouse. Okay, i-drag natin kung anong ise-select natin. For example, hanggang K, papuntang row 10. Okay, so that is the way on how to select a cells, rows, and columns. So for example, I want to select column A. I want to select column C. I want to select row 7. Okay. So that is the way on how to select rows, columns, and cell. Okay, the next one is changing the font style, and the font size. Okay. Okay, changing the font style, and font size. The first one is select or highlight the cell or range of cell you want to change. Second, click the Home tab, go to the Font group, and click the Font drop-down, Calibre to select the font. Okay? So I will go to the Microsoft Excel for you to see the step in changing the font style, and the font size of a text. Okay, for example, itatype ko ang word na Lorena. Then I will change the font color. Or no, the font type, the font style, or the font. Okay. Lorena, I'll change the font style to, for example, Impact. Okay. And then I will change the font size to 36. Okay, take a look at. Yung column natin hindi nag-extend. Pero yung ating words na nilagay, pinalitan natin ng font size ay nag-extend. So, anong gagawin natin? We're going to extend the column. Okay, ilagay lamang yung ating mouse pointer sa pagitan ni A at ni B. Okay, and then hilahin natin to extend the row. Okay, so that is Lorena. Next, let us change the font style. Okay, napalitan na natin yung anyang font style and font size. Okay, font style, the font type or the font, and the font size. The next one is I will teach you on how to change the color of the text. Okay, coloring text. The first one, select the text you want to color or you want to change the color. The second one is click the Home tab, go to the Font group, and click the Font color button. Okay, so yun daw yung picture kung paano gagawin ang pagpapalit daw ng kulay ng mga text. Okay, let us see. Okay. Okay, we already have the word Lorena. Okay, let us change the font color of Lorena. So, my favorite color is blue and green, so I will change the color of the word Lorena to blue. Okay. Blue. Okay, so for example, I want to change the font color of Anna to green. Okay. Napakadaling magpalit ng kulay ng ating text. Just go to the Home tab and look for the Font group and select Font color button. Okay, next is adding lines and borders. Okay, the first step is just highlight the cell that you want to put border, okay, or lines. Okay, so select Lorena, go to the border command. Okay, take a look at. Once you point your mouse pointer on a specific command, lalabas daw yung ating pangalan. Okay, bottom border, meaning yun daw yung nakaselect na border, bottom. So, ibig sabihin, pang ilalim na border. Let's try the bottom border. Okay. Nagka-border siya. Take a look at the difference between borders. Okay, nagkaroon siya ng medyo maitim na border. Unlike sa ilalim natin ng kulay gray, siya ay black na border. Okay, sa ilalim lang meron. Sa ating part ng left and right ay wala. Okay, next, let us use the different borders. For example, tick outside border. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng sides daw ay magkakaroon ng tick border. Take a look at. Okay, nagkaroon siya ng thick border. Okay, next, let us use, for example, let us change the color of the border. Okay, I want to change it to color blue. Look at, okay. So, lalabas daw yung pencil na ating cursor and then select mo daw yung line na nakukulayan mo ng color blue. Okay. So, pag ganun lang daw po ang pag-a-apply ng kulay sa ating border. Okay. Double click para mawala si pencil. Okay. Next, let us change the lines. Okay. Line color or the line style. Okay. For example, you want broken line. Okay. Lalabas ulit si pencil to draw a broken line on the sides. Okay, double click again para mawala si pencil. Next, line style. We do have different kind of line style. So, kayo na ang bahala kung anong gusto nyong line style na gagamitin nyo. Okay. Next, erase border. Okay, tatanggalin daw yung ating mga border na ginamit. Okay, so ganun lang din. I-apply lang kung saan inilagay yung ating mga borders. And then, double click. Mawawala na si eraser. Okay. So, ganun lang po ang paggamit ng border. Next is resizing the column and the rows. How to resize the columns and the rows? The first step is to resize the row. Point your mouse on the line between the row names. Okay. These are the rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. These are the columns, column A, column B, column C, column D. Okay, ilagay daw natin si mouse pointer sa pagitan daw ng mga rows. Okay, 1 and 2 sa gitna. And then, magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang arrow. Hilahin daw natin pababa. Okay, lumaki siya. Or, pwede natin hilahin pataas. Okay, so, pwede natin gawin yan. 1 by 1 kung gusto natin palakihin. Or, we may use the right click from the mouse. Okay, iselect natin lahat ng ating rows. And then use your mouse right click. Lalabas yung isang arrow na maitim na nakaturo sa kanan. Right click. And then lalabas yung row height. And then change your row height to 20 only. Okay, so magpapantay-pantay lang yung height ng ating mga rows. Depende kung ano yung sinelect mo. So, sinelect ko is 1 to 15. So, nagpantay-pantay lang sila ng size or ng height. So, hindi mo na kailangan mag-isa-isa pa, magpatangkad isa-isa or mag-change ng rows isa-isa using this drag and drop the mouse. Okay? Next is changing the size or resizing the column. Okay? So, ilalagay lang natin yung ating mouse pointer sa pagitan ni A at ni B. Ganun, hilahin, pakanan, and then, pakaliwa. Okay, so mapapalitan na natin ang size ng ating column. Okay, so ganun din sa ibang column. Or, select, and then, right-click, column width, ulitin natin, select all, and then right-click, column width, gawin natin 45, okay, so ganun kalalaki si 45. That is the way on how to resize the column and the row. Next is inserting row or column into a worksheet. The steps are places the mouse pointer on cell where you want to insert a row or column. Right-click the mouse and on the context menu, click Insert. On the Insert dialog box, click Entire Row or Entire Column or click the Insert button on the cells group and select the options and on the Insert. Okay, let us do it. For example, on column A, you type the word name. Column B is age, column C is birthday. And then you want to add column in between of A and B. So, paano natin gagawin yan? So, pwede bang tanggalin ko na lang tong si age? Tanggalin ko si age, ilipat ko kay birthday. Tapos, dun sa letter D, gawin ko siyang birthday. Ganun ba ang gagawin natin? And then, bubuhayin natin si age. Tapos, ilalagay natin yung i-add nating, for example, is address. So, ganun ba ang gagawin natin? No, hindi ganun dapat. Okay, so, we do have the proper way in inserting column or row in a cell. Okay, for example, okay, name, age, birthday, and then places the mouse on the pointer, places the mouse pointer on the cell where you want to insert a row or column. So, for example, column A, lalagay daw natin dito si pointer, and then right-click the mouse, and on the context menu, click insert. Okay, meron ba tayong insert dito? Okay, insert, and then, ano daw i-insert natin? Column. Okay? Okay, so nagkaroon siya ng column on the first. Pero ang kailangan natin is in between of A and B. So, ulitin natin. Control Z, lagay natin dito. And then right-click, insert column. Okay, and then saka natin ilagay si address. Okay. Ayun si address. And then extend the column. Okay, ilagay daw si mouse pointer in between of A and B. Mouse pointer in between of B and C. Mouse pointer in between of C and D. And between of D and E. And then customize your text to make it proper. Okay, change it to impact. Change it to 36. They are in their proper size and appearance. Okay, next, deleting a row or column in a worksheet. Okay, magbubura naman daw tayo ng column or row. Okay, for example, the first step is place the mouse pointer on the cell where you want to delete a row. Okay, for example, row 1. Tatanggalin natin si row 1. Okay, next, right-click the mouse and on the context menu, click delete. Okay na. Select na natin si row 1, right-click natin, and then click delete. And then, okay. Okay, nawala na yung laman ng ating row or nawala na si row 1. Okay. So, paano natin ma-identify kung nawala si row 1 ay nandito pa si row 1? Of course, once you delete a row, it will automatically change into row 1 again. Okay. So, for example, you select row 2 and then delete automatically. Okay. So, hindi natin ma-identify but of course, na-delete na siya automatically. And then, automatically din, magpapalit na rin agad siya ng row. Okay. Next is deleting row. We are done with that. Sorting data. Select the range. Okay, so these are the steps in sorting data. Select the range of the cell that you want to sort. Piliin daw natin kung ano ba yung ating mga isusort at aayusin pag susunod-sunurin. Click the Home tab. Go to the Editing group and click Sort and Filter. Drop down arrow and select from the menu Insert Options. Okay, take a look at. Let us use the command sort. Wait for a while. Okay, for example, I type the word Lorena, letter L. Next is De Guzman. For example, next is Maymay. Next is BB. Next is Jai. Okay, we do have the L for Lorena, D for De Guzman, M, Maymay, B, Bibe, and J, Jai. Okay, let us use the sort data. Okay, select the range of the cell that you want to sort. Okay, for example, I want to sort column A to row 1, from row 1 to row 5. Click the Home tab. Okay, we are in the Home tab already. And go to the Editing group. Editing group, okay, Editing group. And click the Sort and Filter. Okay, Sort and Filter. And then, drop down the arrow and select from the menu, the sort options that you prepare. Okay, for example daw, okay, drop down arrow daw. So, ito daw yung drop down arrow. Click. And then, piliin mo daw yung prepare mo kung ito ba from A to Z or Z to A. Okay, so I prepare to use A to Z. Okay, take a look at the changes happen to the text. Okay, nauna si BB, of course. Nauna si B. Sunod D, J, L, M. Okay, so ibig sabihin naging alphabetical na yung ating data. Okay, next, let us go to the sort and filter again and use sort Z to A naman. Baligtad naman. Okay, nauna si M, L, J, D, B. Okay, so that is the way on how to sort data in the Microsoft Excel. Next is using the fill series. Okay, for example, ilipat natin yung ating mga text. Ilipat natin sa column B. Okay, you may use your mouse and drag it and then down or drop. Okay, nalipat natin sa column B. Lagyan natin ng number dito. For example, class number. Number 1. Number 1 only. Okay, so para hindi na tayo mag-type isa-isa ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gagamitin natin si fill series. So, how will we use the fill series? Okay, you can fill the cell with a series of values that fit a predictable pattern such as series of number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or dates July 1 to 3. There are many ways you can fill series in Microsoft Excel. For example, numbers. Okay, that is number 1. So, gagawin natin siyang 1 to 5 dahil 5 yung names natin. Okay, use your fill series. For example, go to the cell and type the first 2 data of your series. For example, is 1. And then, point your mouse on the lower right corner of the second cell. Okay, take a look at this one. Okay, merong maliit na box. And then, once you point your mouse pointer, magiging cross yung ating mouse pointer. Ang tawag sa kanya is fill handle. Okay, take note ha. Fill handle. Drag your mouse until you have reached the end of the series you want. Okay, hanggang row 5 lang tayo kasi hanggang dun lang yung names natin. Okay, next. Take a look at. Hihilahin ko siya pababa. Gamit ko ang aking mouse. Naka-left click. Okay, hila pababa hanggang 5. Ulitin natin hanggang 4 lang yung na-select ko. Okay, hanggang 5 dapat. Okay, 5. And then may lalabas tayo ditong options. Okay, series dialog box ang tawag sa kanya. Okay, pipili ka dyan ng options. Okay, fill series ang gagawin natin. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi nating series, dapat sunod-sunod. Okay, anong mangyayari kay 1? Magiging 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, take a look at. Okay, so hindi mo na kailangan mag-type isa-isa ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, take a look at. 1 lang yung itatype natin and then use the fill handle and then hilahan mo ko siya kung hanggang saan yung entry mo. For example, hanggang 20. Okay. So, puro 1 siya. And then use the fill series. Okay, select. Okay. 1 to 20. Hindi mo siya kailangan i-type isa-isa. Okay, using the fill series. Okay, next is copying data and formulas with autofill. Okay, kanina autofill series or fill series. Okay, ngayon naman is autofill. Okay, data that repeats on many columns or rows can be filled with autofill. Okay, so hindi mo daw kailangan ulit-ulitin pa kung pare-parehas lang naman yung data. Okay, so for example, gagamitin natin si autofill sa formula. Okay, on column A, row 1, we do have the number 23. 16, 21, 4, and 1. Okay, on column B, we do have the number 12, number 14, number 21, 10, and 12. Okay, so we are going to use the autofill in a formula. So let us use addition. Okay, 23 plus 12 is equals to 35. Pero hindi natin siya itatype ng 35. Let us use formula. Okay, so for example, equal sign. Nasaan daw si ating 23? Nasa column A, row 1. Okay, A, 1. Okay, addition is plus. Nasaan si 12? B, column B, row 1. Okay, B, 1. Equals, enter natin. Okay, 23 plus 12. 23 plus 12 is equals to 35. So, kailangan ba natin lagyan din ng formula to para makuha yung sagot? No, hindi natin kailangang i-type isa-isa ang mga formula. Okay, just select the cell kung saan natin inilagay si formula. Okay, take a look at C1, column C, row 1. Ayun yung formula natin. Okay, and then use the fill handle. I-drag natin pababa and down. Okay, 16 plus 14 equals 30. 21 plus 21 equals 42. 4 plus 10 equals 14. 1 plus 12 equals 13. Okay, tama yung ating mga sagot. Tingnan natin yung ating formula. Okay, ang formula natin sa number 1 is A1 plus B1. Number 2, A2 plus B2. Bakit po nababago? Nagiging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 po. Take a look at. Kasi po, nagbabago po siya gawa ng ating column and rows. For example, 21 plus 21, nasan si 21? Nasa column A. Okay, and then nasa row 3, si 21. Kaya ang kanyang formula, A3, B3. Si number 4 naman, nasan si 4? Nasa A, column A, 4, A4. Kaya ang kanyang formula, A4. Nasan si 10? Column B, row 4, B4. Teka, look at na yung box, B4. Kaya ang kanyang formula, B4. A4 plus B4 equals 14. Okay, so that is the way on how to use autofill. Okay, the next one is using the autocomplete. Okay, autocomplete, Excel keeps a list of what you have already entered. So, for example, nilagay natin si Lorena. Okay, paano gagana si autocomplete? Okay, so for example, nilagay mo na si Lorena, and then when you enter the same data in another cell, okay, kapag doon nilagay natin si Lorena ulit sa another cell, for example, dito sa M, Lorena. Okay, anong mangyayari daw? Next is using autocomplete. Okay, autocomplete keeps a list of what you have already entered in a column. When you enter the same data in another cell, Excel will automatically complete the typing and you will just press the enter key or enter key. For example, you type Lorena. Okay. On the next cell, once you type again the word Lorena, it will automatically complete the word Lorena and just press enter. Okay, note, hindi gagana si autocomplete kapag nilagay mo siya sa malayo or hindi kasunod na cell. Okay, Lorena, hindi siya nag-autocomplete. Okay, so gagana lang si autocomplete kapag kasunod lang nung ating first entry. Okay, so that is autocomplete. So that's it for this week's module. I hope you learned something. Go back to your module and answer the following activities. Have a good day.